Hello. I was having trouble connecting today, but I am here. So hello, everybody. I can't push this back anymore, so we are good to go. I'll just sit out here. All right, how is everybody today? Let me know that you're here in the comments. Say hi, let me know, let me know. I have been looking at all of your comments down. I do believe I lost the chat from yesterday, so all the comments that were in here during the live, I did lose. I tried to see if I could find them, but I can't. If you know how I can, please let me know. But yeah, so make sure that you go back if you want to enter, and I'll talk about this in a second as people pop on. But if you want to enter to win the free readings with me, make sure that you come back and post your hashtag Master Your Intuition Day 1, Day 2, and Day 3. Okay, and then the most active participant, I'm keeping my eyes on you guys. I have a few in mind already, but I'm not going to tell you who they are just yet. All right, so hello everybody. Let's see, we've got Happy Cappy Queen. Hello. Red Violet was here. I think you're still here. Mandy's here. VI's here. Oh, Red Violet. Yep. Kelly. Hello. Crystal. Hello. Oh, here we come. Tisha. Yeah. Hello everybody. I missed one. God Sweet Redeemed. Nice. Hello everybody. All right. So we got to get to it because there's lots of stuff that we're going to cover today. So get excited. I am excited for you guys. Hello, Beth. Everybody's here. Yay. All right. So like I said, I've been doing your comments. If you have questions, the comments after the video is where you want to go. Put it down in the comment section and I will respond to your comments and your questions. So I've done that already. So today you're going to get a lot of information. So turn off everything else, get rid of all the distractions, make this time for you in order to really, this changes lives. Like when you can master your intuition, it literally changes your life because, again, like I said yesterday, what it looks like is you are going to be able to make informed decisions based on the intuition that you feel. Oh, it was 2:22 when I was saying that. So yes. Hey, Craig, see you too. All right. So today. So let's say, I want to say for everybody watching the replay, okay, since I know you're not here to catch me live all the time, for everybody that is watching the replay, do know that I do pay attention to your comments. So please make sure that you just participate exactly like you were with me live, okay? I love watching all the comments as they come in, like you are participating with me. So I am watching you as well. So I am kind of there with you, even though I'm not live with you. So just know that I am kind of there, right? Energy has no time or space. I think I mentioned that yesterday. So realize that when you are here, I'm still mentally, energetically here with you. All the women who joined the Divine Empress Club, and it was oh my God, it was 333 up there. Lots of angel number, guys. Our spirits are with us today. So for all the ladies that joined the Divine Empress Club yesterday, I want to say welcome. We have our live tarot on Friday, so make sure that you will get an email for reminding you about that. And then also the healing library is there. Just go under the products tab. Yeah, Mandy, I saw that you joined. Just go under the products tab and get started with all the healings. So all those chakras that I was talking about yesterday, all 12 of them are already there. And also the Archangel healings are there. There's a lot of other money blocks and self-development, boundaries, relationships, healing, mother, father stuff. So much stuff there. So you want to just go in and join that. Red Violet. If you look in the description box below, maybe you can see that here. There's a link to join that or just see more about it. So you can check that out in the description box below. Okay, so very excited. I go live twice a week. Not like this, but on Zoom where you can actually kind of talk to me and ask me questions if you need to. So yeah, so you can check that out. All right. All right, here we go. So again, I'm going to ask you, and I want to thank you actually for yesterday for keeping an open mind and really taking your guard down and listening to what I'm saying with no judgment. Remember, this is a safe space. So no judgment, no bullying, no shaming, no nothing. Okay, so remember that. Today we're going to do some exercises. So again, trust in the process that I take you through. All of my courses, this is what people will tell me the most. You take us through a process and that every day will lead up to the next day. So please trust in what I do. I strategically plan everything that I do. So Trust in that, okay? So trust me. All right. So yesterday I mentioned about winning, right? Prizes. Four half-hour live tarot readings are up and up for grabs. And also the third eye and crown chakra activation. So the most active participant is getting both of them, and then the activation and the free reading. And then there's 3 other spots for the reading. So therefore you have to post again in the comments below after the video, because unfortunately I can't see it when I leave this. You have to post the hashtag Master Your Intuition day 1, day 2, and day 3. So you have to post all 3 days in order for a chance to win. And I will be announcing those winners. I don't know, maybe I'll have to come live again on Thursday. Yeah. And then Wednesday, tomorrow, I'm going to be going live at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's different from today, okay? So 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, I will be coming live for our 3rd day. Who's ready? Give me some thumbs up. I only see 4 of them there. So come on, give me thumbs up. Participation is required. Today's going to be an exciting day, okay? Exciting. Hopefully you find every day exciting. All right. Thumbs up. More. Show me you're here. Show me you're excited to learn what Spirit has to tell you today. Love it. All right. So yesterday we talked about intuition, mastering our intuition, what it is. So I hope you enjoyed that, and realizing that being intuitive and being psychic is basically the same thing. The only difference is that intuition kind of just comes to you randomly. And then being psychic is where you are pulling the information. You can ask, right? Especially in times like this, it's like, what the heck is happening? Do I need to be worried? You know, how is it affecting me? And you can actually go into like a meditative state, which we're going to learn a little bit about today, in order to pull that information down. Give me the thumbs up underneath the video. That's what I'm seeing. But I'm appreciating all the other ones too. All right, so today, yesterday I did mention about the ego. And the ego is what really keeps us away from our intuition. It keeps us cluttered. And so today we're going to go in about the ego. So the ego is a part of our brain. I'm going to go into this. So again, keep an open mind here. Actually, let's do this. All right. You guys are awesome. All right. Go ahead and close your eyes for a second. And take a deep breath in. We open ourselves up today to receiving the messages and guidance that is meant for us. And let it out. And one more time, take a deep breath in. Let's get nice and relaxed. I open myself up today to receiving the messages that I need to heal in order for me to make more informed decisions about my life. And let it out. And let's do that one more time, they're saying. I open myself up today to receive the messages I need to hear. And then go ahead and let it out. So we're going to call your spirit guides in to be with you right now, to help you in any way they can in order for you to hear what you need to hear, okay? And what do I mean by that? We're going to kind of learn about that today. All right, so now that we did that, we're going to go into the ego today. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think the ego is? What is it to you guys, right? Ready. Can you start with explaining there's no time and space? I will explain that while everybody tells me what they think the ego is. So what we mean by there's no time and space is that with energy, it's all kind of meshed together, right? So say for instance, here, I have a pen and a highlighter. Now, physically, if we look at this, there's space in between, right? So when people learn Reiki, we are taught, or when people think about Reiki, I say not when we learn it, because we learn that there is no space or time, but when people go, how can you do distance healing? So it's like getting a massage, okay? When you're getting a massage, they literally physically have to touch you in order for you to feel whatever they're doing for you, right? Relaxing your muscles and stuff like that. This is saying that when we're working with energy, there is no space or time between it. This goes really woo, so I can't go into it completely, but I will go a little woo for a second. And by woo, I mean very spiritual, very kind of out there thinking. It is, when you get to a certain level of spirituality, you will realize that there's no space or time. Let's talk about space, okay? There's no space in the dimensions. So when I teach about this stuff, and again, this is a separate course, I'm not going to go into completely, but when I teach this is that I can connect to the fourth to the fifth dimension right here, right now, because there is no space between the two. The energy is not physically up there somewhere where I have to go somewhere to get it. It's all right here. And anyway, so that's the space part. Now the time part goes a little bit crazier, where it is that the future you, right? The future you, like a year from now, 2 years from now, is already occurring. All right, so this goes really woo. So again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If this makes no sense to you, no problem. I totally understand. It didn't to me at one time either. So that future you has already been there, right? That's why we connect to our higher selves. It's already done. So I'm just going to stop there, but it's because that's not what this is about. But yes, there's no space or time. So we can do distance healing. That's why the energy healing that I do on YouTube works, because even though it's recorded, it's still working with you. So that means that the time that I recorded it and the time that you're watching it is different, yet it's still helping you. So there's no different, okay? In a different dimension. Yeah, another story, another course, maybe another challenge. All right. All right, so the ego, let's see what you guys say. My ego is my mind thinking about things I want, thinking about who I am, thinking about how to get things done, a personal self-distraction of impure, non-productive thoughts. Wow, I like that. Woo me. You're funny. Ego is the part of my brain that decides what's in line with me. Ooh, no, Cindy, we're gonna get that out of there today. Ego, our perception of life based on how we were raised as children. Like that, Deborah. Part of the mind that mediates consciousness and unconsciousness. Ego, mind chatter. Yes. Okay, awesome. Great job, guys. Okay, let me go. Okay. Okay, so, okay, the ego, and if you read the book, The Power of Now, it's a really good book. So after this challenge, if you don't continue to work with me, then you want to go ahead. Sorry about that. You want to go ahead and get the Power of Now book. That is really what started me on my spiritual journey. So, and it's by Eckhart Tolle, I think that's how you pronounce his name. So he explains how there's two different things going on in your mind. So your ego is it's a human part of the brain that gives you that fight or flight response. Okay, it is there to keep us safe. So back in the day when we were all, going around in the woods and hunting and stuff like that, or like in the jungle and a lion comes up, your ego is going to be like, holy crap, run, right? Or stay, whatever you do with the lion, I don't know. But your ego is the one that's going to try to keep you safe. So this is your fight or flight sensation. So when things get hard, say for instance, right now in the economy that we're in right now, our ego is way active, thinking like, what is happening? What's, all the fear, all that fear that you feel is ego. Now, what happens is if you think about this, and again, we're going a little woo. If you think about this, there's two things happening in your mind. There is somebody that's listening to those words. So say, for instance, if we're going to do an exercise, but say, for instance, if somebody told me I was beautiful, right? Then in my mind, it's like, yeah, okay. So there's something in your mind that you're thinking, but then there's something that hears it. Does that make sense to you guys? Let me know if I'm making sense. I think I explained this way better in the other challenge. If you think about it, think about kind of like any mind chatter that you had. There's a back and forth there. It's like someone that's thinking it and then someone's that is like, I'm not sure, is that real? Is it not? There's two things going on in the mind. Please say you understand what I'm saying. Okay. It's very hard to explain. So if it does not, thank you. All right, cool. If it doesn't make sense, get the book and it will completely make sense. For some reason, my book disappeared. I don't know if I lent it out to somebody, but I no longer have the book. So that's like the ego, okay? That little voice that kind of is like, I don't know. That's like your intuition. So the way that I explain this is that your ego is like a holler, it's like the lion, right? Roaring. And your intuition is like a little whisper. It's like a tap on the shoulder saying like, hey, I don't really know if that's true. I don't know. You know, and your ego's like, yes, it's true. I don't know what we're gonna do. Like, this is freaking scary and all. So the problem with your intuition and not being able to connect to it, right, which is why you're here, is that our ego overpowers the intuition. And if we don't gain control of the ego, because we cannot eliminate it there, because I know that if I'm in a jungle and there's a lion, I definitely want my ego to kick in and say, get the hell out of there, okay? So we don't want to eliminate the ego, but we want to be able to acknowledge the ego and be aware of what that looks like and realize that it's coming into effect here. And if you remember yesterday when I said about mastering your intuition, part of mastering your intuition is going to be aware of when the ego is attacking you and realize that it's the ego, not your intuition. That's very, very, very important, okay? Because you want to be aware of the false fear that is coming in. Now, where does the ego come from? How does it get stronger? Because as we are children, we come into this world and we're happy. I mean, we just want to eat, you know, we just want to get fed, maybe a little bit of love, maybe our diapers changed, right? We don't have any kind of like, oh, I'm not a good person. Oh, you know, like, I'm not lovable, like all these things that we think about ourselves going forward. So what happens is we're this happy little child coming into the world, but then we get through life. And between the years of 0 and 7 is when most of your limited beliefs about yourself are formed. Okay. So what happens between 0 and 7? You're in your family, and whatever's happening in your family is going to cause these limited beliefs to come in. Now, this is a whole separate course that I have, but what's important to realize with the intuition is that all of those limited beliefs that are established at that time and then moving forward throughout your life are going to keep the intuition, it's going to make it harder for you to realize your intuition, because the minute a little tap on your shoulder goes, your ego is going to go whoosh, like that, and it is going to take it down, and you're going to be like, okay, nope, got to do this, right? You go back to the other side, the ego side, I'll say. So what we have to do is we have to we have to learn how to be aware of the ego so that we can recognize what is our intuition and what is our ego. So a lot of fixing this is healing. So it's about healing all of those limited beliefs, healing all the trauma that you've been through in the past. Because if your mind, so there's two things here. So there's that, right? So when the intuition comes in, it's going to overpower already, because all of those limited beliefs, if your intuition is like, no, you should really go for that job, right? Your ego is going to come in and be like, no, remember that you went to that job last time and that did not work, so we're not going to do that again. Or, oh no, you're not worth that job, right? You're not worthy of that job, or you don't have enough skills for that job, or whatever. And that ego is going to attack, and it's going to bring up everything in the past. It's filled with past memories, all the bad ones. And it's going to tell you exactly why you cannot do that. Okay, so the ego is good. I will say it is good for certain things, but it is not great for intuition. It is not great for connecting to our intuition. So we want to heal all of that. And the more you heal, this is why, like, you know, in this business for me, is I take my clients through a journey, which starts with the healing. And then usually they heal and they want to share. So they go into the energy healing and learning energy healing with me. And then they go into increasing their psychic abilities, because they know that will also help the energy healing. So there's a journey, but it always starts with healing. And that's why the Divine Empress Club is all about healing and guidance and all of that, because we have to let go of all that stuff. Okay. So how we heal, that's a completely different challenge. That's not this challenge. You could check out you could check out my website if you want to see the programs that I have about healing, or get yourself into I can't even talk today, the Divine Empress Club, to start your healing. But you heal, for me, the most healing that I've ever done was through energy healing, which is why I heal with energy healing. So Reiki, also I'm an intuitive energy healer, so I connect with the divine energy to bring through messages that need healing. So even if you don't know what you need to heal, they do. So therefore it helps to do that. But anyway, so that's something completely different. So But the point is that you need to eliminate the limited beliefs that are in the ego. The other thing with the ego is, because of all of that and everything that you've been through, it's constantly talking to you. It is constantly going like this, and that chatter, which we're going to learn today, is distracting. And if, like, think about it, if my kids are over here because they are home, and if they're over here and I'm trying to talk to you, and they're over here and they're screaming and they're hitting each other and they're just acting out, and somebody's over here like you're trying to say something to me, I'm not going to be able to hear you because they're screaming. It's the same thing with the ego and intuition. So if your ego is constantly talking like this, like anxiety, depression, like those thoughts that you have, all of that is just chatter in your mind, and you're not going to be able to hear the whispers. So we have to eliminate that. I'm going to give you an exercise today to do that. But really important, those two things with the ego need to be addressed so that you can then hear the intuition. And I'll give you an example. Like yesterday, I was in Shavasana in yoga, right? I was just doing the pose after a workout. And if you know anything about that pose, it's basically you're kind of laying there as kind of like a dead man's pose, I think it's called. I'm not great with yoga. I just kind of started it. But I lay in that, and that's when I get like a lot of messages. And even though my kids were here and they were playing around and they were noisy, I was still able to remove that and zone that out and still get the messages that I needed, which was absolutely awesome, because it actually helped me with some of this challenge that I was doing. So it was great. So when you can get to that point where everything around you doesn't even matter, or everything in here doesn't matter, that's when your intuition is going to be able to come through. That's when the messages are going to be able to come through a little bit more. Okay. All right. Whew. Goodness. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a little bit of exercise, and I want to, not physical again, I want to do a little exercise. I did this in the other Trust Your Intuition challenge, and a lot of people liked it. So I want to show you what resistance feels like. Many times when your intuition comes through, you actually resist it, because most of the time when the intuition comes through, one, it doesn't make sense to you, or two, it scares the crap out of you. Because a lot of the intuition, if you realize that this is coming from your higher self, which we talked about yesterday, the one that knows everything already, the one that's the bigger piece of you up there, right? So what happens is they will tell you. So like I just recently moved, left my place in New Jersey, and I moved to New York, and had to leave my ex down there. I was nervous about my kids, but I was intuitively guided to move here. And I knew it was my intuition, so I knew I had to follow it. But it was scary as everything. And I was trying to be like, no, I don't really need to go there. No, no, right? And we resist it. We resist it like the plague, right? Or maybe this coronavirus. No, I can't say that word anyway. So, we resist it. So therefore, I want to show you a little bit of what that feels like. So I wore this shirt today on purpose. So I'm going to tell you that I am wearing, everyone look at my shirt. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? I am wearing, so listen to your ego when I say this. I am wearing a red shirt. Can you see it? It's red. Is it red? It's red, right? You guys agree with me? It's red? I usually don't wear red, but I'm wearing red today. How's that feel to you guys when I say that to you? Yes, it is red. Yes. Is it red? How many people know me? What color do I usually wear? No, not red. No, it's definitely not red. Nope, not red. Yeah. No, it's not red. So, but we automatically, when we hear that, you're like, nope, no, it's not. Nope. And we believe exactly what we're meant to believe, or what we see, or what we think we believe. Okay. Now that's a physical example, but what if I said to you, something like, you're a fantastic singer, right? I was working on my voice before, but I'm silly, right? If I said that to you, your ego's going to attack and be like, no, you're not. You don't have a good voice at all, right? Because that's what we believe, that we don't have a good voice, but somebody out there probably thinks you do, right? So this is what the resistance feels like, and this is what the ego feels like in attacking, because it's like, holy crap, I just said something to you that does not make sense to you, okay? Because that doesn't make sense to you, because this is not a red shirt, it is black, guys. I mean, it might look gray to you, but it is black. But that's what the ego does. As soon as you hear something that you don't like, right, or don't agree with, the ego attacks. Okay, so I wanted to kind of bring that to your attention of how that feels and what that looks like. So with everything going on right now, you know, if you hear something on the news and you're like, you don't agree with it, your ego is going to attack and start to be like, well, I don't understand why they're doing that. And then all that chatter starts. Okay, so that is what resistance feels like. So when you find yourself doing that and like attacking, that's your ego. So now you just understood what your ego does. Okay, good example. You guys get it? All right, awesome. All right, so today, let me see what else I want to do here. Okay. All right, everyone take a deep breath. Maybe I need to take the deep breath. I'm talking way too fast. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to focus on the mind chatter, right? The mind chatter. These are things that you have to get done. These are things, the worries that you have, the anger of the past, past relationships, whatever you guys are like, just constantly thinking about. Let me know in the comments while I take a sip here. My lunch. Okay. So I want to do a focusing exercise, because if you constantly have all of that stuff running through your brain, actually, before we do this, I want to tell you something. With everything happening right now in the world, I actually think, you know, being at home is a really good thing, because we are constantly running around. So again, maybe it's not just up here, but you're distracting yourself and putting so much on your plate, right? Which then causes all the worries and the to-dos and all of that stuff up here, which then causes you not to be able to connect that much. And I think that that's what happens. I saw a comment yesterday about like your intuition was really strong like a couple of years ago, but now it hasn't been strong. And I could probably guess, I might not be correct, but I could probably guess that within the couple of years ago and now, maybe there's been a lot of stuff that's been happening, or maybe, you know, like parents could get sick. It could be like you lose your job. It could be, you know, whatever it is, that it starts to get all that chatter up there. And then when the chatter comes up there, it's harder for you to connect to your intuition, because you're running around, you're not staying quiet, you're not being present. So we're going to do an exercise like that today, but I want to bring that to your attention. So the more chatter you have, and it doesn't just have to be just worry and thoughts, but like the more you put on your plate, the less you're going to connect. I said it. I said it. The more you put on your plate, the harder time you're going to have connecting, because of all of the things. Now, think about this. They're bringing to my attention right now think about it. When you put a lot on your plate, how hard is it for you to sleep, right? Sometimes we wake up in the middle of the night thinking about what we have to do. It's the same thing with intuition, because when you're so stressed out up here, you're not being able to hear that little whisper, right? You can't even sleep. I mean, how are you going to hear the whisper? You might get insomnia, all of that stuff, right? So thanks. I feel like I'm the queen of analogies. I try. That's what I do. I try to come up with an analogy for everything to make it more understandable, if that's a word. I also create my own language. But so we want to be able to focus the mind. Does this mean that you got to give up everything in your life? No. I have a lot of things going on. I have 2 kids. I'm a single mom, and I've got this business going. I got another business that I'm trying to get rid of. So it doesn't mean that you can't do anything, but it means that you cannot overwhelm yourself. So for me, it's like, we don't go to birthday parties that much anymore. I don't volunteer anymore, because I already have enough on my plate, and I know that I want to be able to connect. Also, I'm just going to mention this. This isn't in this challenge, but I don't want to go here yet with you guys. But this is like Excel's 3 days. But also, like the food you eat and exercising and stuff like that will also help you connect to your intuition. So if you're sitting here and you are constantly eating all junk food and it's going to be harder for you to connect. Now, I'm not saying that you have to eat completely healthy or anything like that, but if you're drinking every day, if you're eating junk food every day, think about how you feel after you eat stuff like that, or think about how you feel when you're hungover. Like, I don't drink anymore because I know that it messes up my connection. So therefore, I want to be as clear as possible. So therefore, I, have changed all areas of my life, okay? You can have pizza, you can have Pop-Tarts, but just like not a whole pie. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you have to eat completely healthy and not stop drinking, but you get what I'm saying? So like, you want to make sure that you're watching how your body feels, because your body is your mind and you need your mind to connect, okay? Because you just do. All right. So anyway, so I just wanted to throw that in there, but all right, so we're going to go ahead and try to focus our mind. And this exercise is here to kind of show you how much more you have to work on focusing your mind. So let's go ahead and try. All right, so I do this with a visualization, okay? So go ahead and just take a deep breath in and close your eyes. And let's do a tree today. So go ahead and focus on a tree. And we're going to put this in our third eye chakra, right? So yesterday I showed you that your third eye chakra is right between your eyebrows. So you want to picture a tree with your eyes shut, kind of. I actually look in towards my eyebrows, kind of like crossing your eyes a little bit. You don't have to do that, but I actually find it more powerful. So if you put focus your eyes in towards the middle of your eyebrows, and I want you to picture a tree there. Now, if you can't picture a tree, I get that, and you'll find out why tomorrow. But if you can't picture a tree, just look at something around you, pick something like a pen or something, and just open your eyes and focus on that completely, okay? If you can't picture the tree. So, and whatever kind of tree, it does not matter, just whatever comes to your mind, just put it in your third eye chakra right there, and just look at this tree. Now, I'm going to be quiet for a minute, and what I want you to do is I want you to focus on that tree. And I want you to see how long it takes you for any other thought to come in except for that tree. So, oh, I have to do the dishes. Oh, I have to do the laundry. Oh, I have to do some work. Or, my kids are driving me crazy. Whatever it is, whatever thought comes in, I want you to see how long it takes for something else. I want you to see how long you can focus on this tree without another thought coming in. Okay? So I'm going to do it on the count of 3. So 1, 2, 3, focus. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can hear my kids, but sorry if you can. So, all right, so let me know in the comments below, or wherever the heck they are right now, how long it took you, like how long could you concentrate on that? Did you do good with that exercise? I'm just reading your comments. Awesome. Oh, were you hearing my kids? You want to try that again? I completely failed right away. Let me close my door. See, I don't even hear my kids anymore because I just zone them out. A minute, maybe that's pretty good. You heard water and birds. Oh, you guys are going to find out why you heard stuff. My tree was so beautiful and magical. Awesome. You did good. I had to keep saying tree like a man. That's good, Heather. Not a single thought. Did good. No, right away. Completely failed. Keep hearing the birds outside. So yeah, if you're hearing things outside, then you're not focusing on the tree. See, like me, like I wasn't hearing the kids. But if you're hearing stuff inside, which we'll talk about tomorrow. All right. Was it hard to see the tree to stay focused? I started looking at the deal too. Yeah, exactly. Good job, Monique. All right, so that is kind of a little exercise to see how focused you can get with and letting go of all the chatter. So like I said, you don't, obviously we can't eliminate everything in our lives, but we have to get better at just focusing, because when we can focus, right, and eventually you'll just be able to close your eyes and not even have to vision anything. You can just like totally just close your eyes and think of nothing. And eventually then you'll get to a point where then you start to connect and, you know, be able to get the guidance that you need. Okay. So awesome exercise. Saying the word tree, bring it back. Right. So with meditation, like that's kind of like meditating. So when I first started meditating, I was not great at it. I had so much chatter in my brain. So I was constantly, you know, going off and going off. So this is the way that I learned to meditate, because even a guided meditation, I was somewhere else completely. So guided meditations are like no good for me. So I started to just focus on one thing. So you can do this. Another way I do this is with like when I'm driving and stuff, I start to, if I feel like, you know, when you're driving, I hope you know this. I hope I'm not the only one, but like, you know, when you're driving and all of a sudden you're like, how the heck did I get here? And it's because the whole way your mind was like somewhere else and you were thinking about so many things. It is live. Hello. Yes. Who was that? Mandy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Mimi, yes. So like you get there and you're like, you don't even know how you got there. And it's because your mind was all over the place. So when I'm driving, because I do drive long distances, I will realize that is happening, and I will tune into the lyrics of the song that I'm listening to, because I want to stay present. I don't want to be out there. So this is going to go a little off track, which is usually what I do. But like when you have all that stuff going on, a lot of that's anxiety. A lot of it is the ego attacking, right? So again, being aware that, oh crap, I need to bring it back to the present. And when I say bringing it back to the present, anxiety lives in the future. We get anxiety because of the future. We think, oh my gosh, what's going to happen in the future, right? And then like, I feel like depression kind of comes from the past. But so we want to stay very right here. Okay. So when you are right here, you're not worried about the future, and you're just in the very present moment. And when you're not like thinking about the past, you're just right here. You don't have all those sad thoughts or anger or frustration, whatever. You're right here, right? It's grounded. I like that word. So you stay present. So in order to stay present, I like to try to stay present. And when you stay more present, you can connect more. Okay. Because again, your mind is not chattered everywhere. So when I'm driving, I do it with the lyrics of the song, because obviously I'm not going to close my eyes when I'm driving. So I do it with lyrics of the song, and I pay attention to every single word in the song. Okay. And yeah, so even when the songs remind you of a past, you want to bring that present and not think about the past. You want to think about what's happening right now and just every single lyric of the song. All right. So that's another way, you can do it when you're out and about. But yeah, so focusing on something. Also, your breath was another thing that you can learn how to meditate with. So the more you can meditate, you're getting yourself in that quiet state of mind, and you are able to bring in the messages. So when you're chattered, right? Like today, I was very like this morning, and I was like, whew, I sat down and listened to my energy healing music. I did some energy healing, and I got myself very, very present, and everything changed. So you want to make sure that you can always pull yourself back to that present moment, okay? And get the ego out, release all the anxiety, release all the worry, release all the fears, all the stuff that's up there. So especially during this time right now, this is very important for you to stay present, to get yourself clear as possible, okay? So disconnect I said here, disconnect your human mind. So when you can disconnect that part of you, you're going to be able to master that intuition. You're going to be able to bring in the messages that you want to hear, right? Well, you might not want to hear what they're going to bring you, but you're going to get the messages that you need to hear. And it's always about what you need, not what you want. Okay. So a lot of people will come to me with questions, and the spirits will just bring in a whole nother direction, because it's like our ego wants to know this, but we need to know this, if that makes sense. All right. All right. So I did 2 exercises with you today to kind of show you what this is all about. So focusing your mind is essential in order for you to master your intuition. So tomorrow is very, very exciting. I feel like I've only been live for like 5 minutes, but it went really fast. Did it go really fast for you guys? Tomorrow we are going to go deep into how we receive the information, right? And for some of you, you've already touched upon it about hearing and feeling and seeing and all of this. We're going to go into more of how you get the information, because we also, part of the problem with intuition, and I'm sure I'll address this tomorrow as well, is that you think it's going to come a certain way, right? So maybe in your past it came one way, and now maybe you thought of something, right? And now you're expecting it to come in every single time like that, and that might not happen. There's different ways that you actually receive the information. So tomorrow we're going to go in all about that. All right, so get excited, because it's really, really important to understand that, because again, if you understand how you receive messages, not how I receive them, because I might be different than you, how you receive the messages, it's going to be easier for you to understand how the messages, or when the messages come to you, that it is your intuition because of how you are seeing it. Yeah, let's start over. Repetition helps me. I love that. All right. Let's see. How can we disconnect it all? It seems like there's a way, and always another layer. Well, like I said, healing is definitely if you're talking about disconnecting the thoughts and stuff, healing, because if you don't have all of those past connections in energy, right? Like I always talk about energy healing and how it's a bruise in your energy field. You don't have all those bruises in your energy field, your energy is going to be clear. So therefore, I don't have hate for anybody. I don't have resentment towards anybody. I don't have that anymore because I've healed it all, right? And I'm not sitting here looking down upon myself or anything like that, because I've healed it all. So therefore, the healing is going to be your first step to conquering your ego. I don't have anxiety. I didn't even know what anxiety was, but after I had my daughter, my goodness, the whole year was postpartum anxiety, but nobody ever told me that that was a thing, so I didn't even know. So I was in a year of postpartum anxiety, having breakdowns and stuff, not realizing what the hell was going on. I just thought this was like motherhood. And until like somebody said like postpartum anxiety, I was like, what? And I looked into that, and it's exactly what I had. But once I healed all of that stuff, like I don't get anxiety anymore. So therefore, the healing is the important part to conquer the ego, right? So we get that out of the way for your intuition, and then now we learn about your intuition and how to receive those messages, right? There's an arrow here, so let me see what it's saying. Yes, tomorrow I'll be here at 3 p.m. Yes, Eastern time. Yep. All right, so I wanted to say something else. So yeah, so tomorrow we're going to be talking about that. And, today, just remember to go post your takeaways. If you want to join the Facebook group, my Turn Your Pain into Power Facebook group, you can do that. Sorry, guys, it's only for women. My other courses, just my mentorship is for women, but all my other courses are for men as well. But I need a safe place for our ladies to heal from toxic relationships. So if you want to join that group, it's for empaths and codependent women. You can join me over there as well. I'm going live every single day over there. And make sure you post the takeaway today with a hashtag Master Your Intuition Day 2. And tomorrow's our last day, guys. This goes quick. Parents did a number on me. Yeah, I see that a lot. So you might want to join the Divine Empress Club to get some healing done, okay? All right. So I want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you for opening yourselves up to receiving the messages that you needed. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The hashtag, let me see if I can do this here. Let me see if I can do it on my computer. Hold on. I will post it here and pin it. Did the pin stick? I don't know. Hashtag master your intuition day 2. Let's see. There you go. Just put it there and whoop. Okay, so that is pinned at the top, okay? Loved it, loved it, loved it. I have to see you on the replay because you're 12 hours behind me. Oh, Kelly. Okay, are you in Australia? I see it. Awesome. Okay, guys. All right. So thank you so much for being here with me. I got to jump on another call, but much love. I hope you're getting a lot out of this. Yeah, so much love, and I will see you guys tomorrow, 3 p.m. Okay, Eastern Standard Time. I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.